What is going on, everybody? We are now live. This is another live edition of S.A.D, something about Dynamite here on the Around the Point Network YouTube channel. It is Thursday, July 11th, 2024. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe. Hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share with all your friends out there and all that fun stuff. As always, I am Steve, and this right here is the good brother from beautiful California, Chase Oliver. What's going on, Chase?
Nothing much, Steve. Just another day.
It's another day, bro. That's kind of the same feeling here, bro. Nevertheless, a lot to get into. Not just with the recap of AEW Dynamite from last night, but I guess we could also talk about the news that went down 24 hours ago with the regards of Stephanie McCurr. As many of you guys might have remembered, she did wrestle at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view against Mercedes Moné, and what shocked everyone is she was more impressive than Mercedes. She stood out, had probably one of the best performances of that night, and then you find out that she received offers not just from AEW, but also from WWE. And this also had people discussing what have in social media. I know Lucha Blog said, and mostly Lucha Blog, they cover all the stuff from Mexico, whether it's AAA or CMLL. She had still a lot of time left on her CMLL deal. And normally CMLL will let talent go if they get like a big money offer from an American promotion, whether it's like WWE, AEW, TNA. And being that she got offered this deal from WWE, now the rumbling started happening yesterday, right? When the whole news came out, oh, she's possibly joining WWE. I know Shawn Michaels posted a tweet out hours after welcoming her to the family. Even though WWE didn't really post anything yet, the news is that, yeah, she's officially signed to WWE. What is your overall take on the news, Chase?
Good for her. She got her money. You know, that's obviously the most important thing when it comes to a wrestler that's doing this and is working hard is that they get paid. And you know, she obviously is a huge WWE fan. She took WWE over AEW, and you know, I would have preferred she went to AEW. That's just my personal take on it. Like, I just feel WWE, you know, it's a little bit crowded right now. I think they're focusing a lot on their NIL talent, especially on that side of the spectrum when it comes to NXT. I think she will definitely thrive there. Like, I'm not going to say she's not going to be usually anything, but I was preferring more AEW just because she can get a little bit more reps, get known in the American audience, still work Mexico, and that's what I was looking at more of. Like, I just feel it would be a better fit overall and long term for Stephanie McCurr if she went to AEW. But going to WWE is also good for her. You know, like I said, she's obviously a big fan. She obviously was going to take the money for that regardless. And yeah,
I agree. I mean, to me personally, I'm happy for her regardless, wherever she would have gone. I'll be honest with all of you out there, and I was not familiar with who she was. I know the only two matches that I saw was her and Mercedes. Funny enough, the two matches that she had with Mercedes Moné. That's the only thing I ever saw. I've heard of who she was, but I just, you know, one of those things where, again, you don't really get to watch so much stuff out there and all that stuff. But nevertheless, she is signed to WWE. There's a lot of people who, well, I guess the report came out as well that both New Japan and CMLL were very upset with her because she basically left without fulfilling all her obligations with both companies. I know CMLL, New Japan has like a show coming up where she was advertised, and she, I guess at the 11th hour, decided to just pull out and say, you know what, I'm not going to be there. You know, and there's a lot of people, and I'm sure you've seen this as well, Chase, on social media. Oh, WWE up to their old tricks again and all that stuff. And be that as it may, I'm just happy for her at the end of the day. And let's see where things play out, because like you said too, Chase, you know, I feel like WWE is focused on also their NIL talent. But let's see where she, because I think she's gonna kill it. Yes, there's people out there who need to also understand that she's going to NXT right away. She's going to NXT to get accommodated to be American style. I guess also life in America and all that stuff. I know she's been living in Mexico for 10 plus years.
It takes a while to get used to that. It's like people think it's so easy. It's not. She probably doesn't have a driver's license. She probably, like, people forget when Finn Balor came to WWE, he didn't have a driver's license. He had people driving around. He was riding the back of someone's motorcycle most of the time to get to work and stuff. So, there's stuff that they have to get acclimated with, and especially finding a place to live. And Orlando's an easy spot to probably find. I'm pretty sure people will take care of her and help her find stuff. As far as like people getting mad that she's like not committing to her dates, I'm pro worker. And that's just it. If the worker doesn't want to do the dates, they don't want to do the dates. Simple. Like, we can blame WWE, we can blame other organizations. I really not going to look into it deep like that. What I'm going to say is, if Stephanie McCurry did not want to do those dates, and it seems like she didn't want to do those dates for the most part. Once she signed the WWE contract, she was focused on whatever was next for WWE. Fine. I mean, really, to be honest, I saw people saying, "Oh, she burned bridges." What bridges? Wrestling bridges can be built so easily. They're fucking Fortnite. Like, you literally can go boom, 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 and rebuild those bridges. And especially if McCurry becomes a big star, which she most likely will be, they're gonna forget all about what she did then and there. I mean, let's be real. If Ultimate Warrior can get back into business, I think anyone can, guys. Ultimate Warrior held Vince McMahon at gunpoint and almost killed the guy. So I'm just saying, like, the wrestling business is one of the few businesses all time heals wounds. Like, it does not hurt them, and I don't look at Vakura as a worse person. Oh, I can't believe she didn't want to do her. She didn't want to do the job. It's fine. It's okay. It's not for her new boss. Like, why? The thing is that you got to look at her position. Why would she want to risk injury before going to WWE? And especially because WWE is going through another transition, coming to times that her dates were up. Maybe she just wants to take this time, find a house, do stuff, learn about where she's going to live, train in the performance center, get used to the American style. Maybe she just wants to do that. Maybe she doesn't want to wrestle and do all that other crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just it. And look, if WWE blocked her for those dates, fine. They're protecting their investment. Why wouldn't they protect their fucking investment? They probably are paying her more than most NXT developmental talent. It's not like she's making like some cheap developmental deal. She's probably making a good chunk of change compared to most developmental wrestlers, compared to some of those NIL talents. So fine, if they want to protect their investment, that's fine. If AEW did the same thing, I would be like, okay, cool. Protect your investment. Yeah, you just paid this woman a bunch of money. Why the fuck would you want her to get hurt? So yeah, I'm cool with either or. That's just it to me. It doesn't like, to me, wrestling, it's the one business where shit can go haywire and you can change it just like that. It's not a set in stone type business. So
I agree with you on that. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Romeo Diamond right here. What's going on, Romeo? There's more than enough room for her in WWE right now, because she will be at the top of the division in NXT. Her, Julia, however you want to pronounce it, and Roxanne are going to run it. The other girls are pretty green, 100%. And yeah, Palu writes here as well. What's going on, Palu? Hold you, mano. Vakura had a tryout back in 2018, and she talked about how much she enjoyed her experience. So clearly she wanted to go. Yeah, there was an interview. I don't know. I'm sure you saw the clip. I think it was you who shared it in our group chat.
Yeah.
Where this was 3 years ago. Keep that in mind. And in the interview, it was in Spanish. And they asked her basically, if you were handed two contracts, one for AEW, one for NXT, which one would you choose? And she definitely said, within a heartbeat, NXT. Yeah, so clearly, like we just said, that's where she wanted to go from day one.
Yeah, people need to understand, some of these wrestlers, like, they didn't sleep in their beds at night looking up at the sky saying, I want to be AEW World Champion, because AEW wasn't around. WWE has been around, and especially for, like, I've noticed, especially with some of the international talent, a lot of them, it's that dream. There's that dream. Even Okada talked about it before he ultimately decided on AEW, was that WrestleMania was definitely an interest for Kazuchika Okada. He was thinking about wrestling at WrestleMania. Heck, Okada, Tanahashi, and I forgot who else, they went to WrestleMania to watch Shinsuke wrestle AJ Styles at Mania. Like WrestleMania is bigger than what anyone thinks. Like, there's a lot of, especially international people, this is like a dream thing for them. So for Stephanie Bakura, and especially like Hispanic, let's just look at it this way. Mystico, one of the reasons why he still had life even after his failed WWE run was the fact, hey, he's a former WWE wrestler. He made it to WWE. He was able to still get dates and able to, still perform for AAA. And now he's CMLL, and he's had one of the biggest career comebacks, in my personal opinion. I don't think a lot of people are giving him credit for how he's been able to, erase that nasty stench of the original Sin Cara off of him. But yeah, so to me, it's just one of those things especially for Cora. If she's looking at for the long run, I don't know her like age at all. I don't know how old she is.
Let me find out for you real quick here.
If she's in her early 30s and then she wants to like go with NXT and say this doesn't work out, guess what? She's gonna go back to Mexico. She's a bigger star. That's just how it is sometimes. Yeah, she's gonna be a bigger star, former WWE star. They put that on all the posters. Trust me. I live in a place where CMLL and AAA love to come here, and they love to make sure that even if the guy barely was on WWE, they love to mention they're a former WWE star. How old is she, Steve?
She's 31.
Yeah, perfect. 31 years old, probably
not in her prime yet. She has hella time, bro. She has hella time. That's what I'm saying.
But she's 31. That makes more sense. Like AEW, you sign yourself 3 year, 4 year, but you don't know if you really want to be there your whole time because you're just like your dream is WWE NXT. WWE said, "Hey, we think you're fucking great. We want you," and your dream has always been WWE. Yeah, go to WWE then. Even if AEW maybe was offering a little bit more, probably I would like to think they would be offering more because NXT. I don't know what the cap is on their deals. I don't think NXT deals are a lot of money. I think NXT deals like cap is maybe $250K, $300K at most, just because of hey, you live in the place, you don't have to travel that much. You're not gonna be traveling, so that's a pretty good gig if you can get paid $250 plus $300K a year plus your merch. You make merch off NXT too. Who knows what you got on that deal? So yeah, so
of course. Let me see here. Ronan goes right here. I don't mean to bring down the mood level, but in an unfortunate news, Shelley Duvall, Robert Altman, and protege, tormented life in The Shining, died at 75. My condolences.
The actress?
I think it was like a kid actor from back in the day. Could be wrong. I didn't watch the show, so again, my condolences. I'm going to say at that. Dr. Thanos right here. Shawn Michaels is cooking. Yeah, he is.
He's building a really great roster. It's amazing what he's doing during this time, and she's not the only one too. They have this one girl called Delta that apparently is coming. She's like the next Rhea Ripley, I heard. And then they have this girl that's facing Shayna Baszler at Bloodsport. Apparently, she's the next big thing too. So like it's crazy.
Yamashita, I think that's her name. I could be wrong.
Yeah. That sounds about right of the name. But yeah, that's jeez. Shawn Michaels.
It goes back to what I said though. In our it goes back to us around Kitchen when we were recapping Heat Wave as well as Money in the Bank. Yes, we get it. Black and gold isn't there no more, right? But the spirit of takeover with these like PLEs for NXT is still there. May not be takeover no more by name, but the spirit is still there. So for what it is, Tuesday, the shows haven't been that bad. And granted, they're partnered up with TNA. And I know a lot of people still feel like, oh, this is just a scheme by WWE because eventually they're going to buy them out and all that stuff. Let the shit play out.
I think it's a scheme for sure. There's no reason why you're being so nice to TNA if you're not buying them out. I think TNA is like at that point where it's up to Access if they want to sell them, which I think they will want to sell them. I think they're tired of it.
I think so too. It's like, yeah, listen, you guys want to just take it.
Yeah, just take them. Here's the video.
Name your price. Chase U is ready for all ego era by Dr. Thanos.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good 3-month reign for Ethan Page. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Should be fun. He already got merch on everything too, so good for him.
Yeah,
but nevertheless, Dynamite was last night. They were live in Calgary. They were at the Scotiabank Saddle Dome. Now, per cage match, this show out of 10 got a 9.5. Would you agree with that number, Chase, by any chance?
Not as good as last week's. Last week was a really good episode. This one, I don't think it was as good, to be honest. I felt it only had really one great match, and the rest of the matches were fine. But like, yeah, I don't agree with that 9.5 thing. It was a good episode, but I don't agree with 9.5.
I thought last week was much better. I mean, again, last week they
blew
literally
it out. It's one of their best. What was last week's rating?
For per cage match,
I gave that episode a 9 out of 10. So.
Let's see here. TV show. Let's see here. Event that does it tell you?
You just have to know it's the July 5th episode or the July 3rd episode, because we didn't do an episode because it's 4th of July.
I don't know, but I don't know how the way this thing works on the cage match. So it was like, here we go. 248. So I'm assuming we're going by 248, right? So it was Beach Break last week. So
yeah,
they got a 9. I got a 9 point. I got a 9.11.
Yeah, I disagree with those ratings from the fans, respectfully, but that's a bad cage match rating. I think they like the turn. I think the turn was really strong. What happened later in the night, but
oh yeah, of course.
Only one really great match, and then the rest of the card was kind of like, okay, solid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, listen, you guys went into last night's show wanting to see the finale of both the men and women Owen Hart Tournament, right? The Owen. And I thought both matches, for the most part, delivered. Everything else on the show, I'm not saying it was bad. It just, okay, cool. What else is happening, But this would not be a something about Dynamite show. And if we don't mention the rating, ladies and gentlemen, the rating came in, and the rating was 691,000. 691,000. To quote our good old mascot Chase, Barry the Buzzard.
No Millie.
No Millie. In this case, no 700s. Yes, as Barry the Buzzard would say. I know that was terrible, but let's get into the show. Let's get into this. So the show opened up with Will Ospreay kicking off the show, and he went out there and he cut a promo calling out MJF, because you remember last week MJF left Daniel Garcia a bloody mess after his title match against Will Ospreay, right? Turned on him, right? Showed his true colors. Gave him a tombstone off the top turnbuckle or middle turnbuckle, whatever it was. And Will Ospreay went out there and just went off on MJF, called him out for what he did, and called him a prick. He threw a jab referencing the bidding war of 2024. Maybe he's mad that Tony Khan invested his money on people that actually, I guess, are good and all that stuff. And MJF also, responded via video. And in this response, he talks about, hey, facing Will Ospreay next week at episode 250 for the International Championship. He referenced the fact that how Will Ospreay loves to wrestle for star ratings, right? But MJF's going to punch him so hard in the face, he'll be seeing nothing but stars. What was your overall thought, Chase, on the opening segment? I thought overall it was solid for what it was to get the show going.
Fine. What do you want me to say? Ospreay, he just cut the usual screaming to the mic. I love this business more than you. And it's like, cool. Okay. I need more heat. I need more heat on this. Like Will's been great on the mic. Don't get me wrong. He's been great. You say you love the business more than him. That's totally fine. You are getting us hyped up. You want us to care. That's fine. But it's just like, to me, it just always feels like Will Ospreay has to, like, I don't know. It's like it's like that MMA fighter. They always have to say a random dig where you're just like, did you need to say that? Or was that really needed? Like, I feel like you kind of went like, not overboard with your trash talking, but you kind of just said something random where it's just like, it was just like, only you and I and hardcore fans, we get the message. And it's like, You don't need to go there. You can just be simple, be direct. In fact, I would have actually liked if Will came in and he was just a little bit more emotional. He couldn't really scream or talk. He was just saying that I had one hell of a contest with Danny Garcia, and then this asshole MJF. Why does he do this? I've never had an issue with you. Yeah, you have an issue with me. How about we go at it? Something like that. But instead, he's screaming. It's the usual. Let's scream. I'm going to show I have more passion and stuff. And then, especially when you get a smooth talker like MJF, who is just like more composed, it just makes Will Ospreay look like a little child screaming at their parent. And it's like I get it. Will Ospreay's supposed to be more passionate, but it's like when you get on the mic with MJF, you gotta understand when it comes to getting on the mic with MJF, the screaming and yelling thing, it does not look good. It just does not look good. What you need to, it's like the Conor McGregor thing when Conor used to trash talk people and stuff, and he would just be so calm and composed, and his opponents, they would get emotional, they would start screaming and yelling at McGregor and stuff. That was all like, and it's like with Will, you can't be like with MJF, you can't do that because then you just look a little bit childish. Gotta learn to, and you gotta learn to be able to talk shit without having to like
channel it, tone it down,
tone it down, channel it, and also go with stuff that's related to the TV show, not something that it's like, oh, I know I'm smart. I know this. It's like, I get that reference, like the Captain America. Not everything needs to be, I get that reference. I know what he's referencing here because I get it that AEW is for the smarter fan. I get that. But if you want people to kind of buy in, like wider, like we're feuding over what? Like MJF didn't do anything. Like besides MJF, that MJF's the one who hates Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay just says that MJF annoys him and stuff like that. MJF is saying that, Will Ospreay stole his thunder and stuff, which he did, but it's not like, Will Ospreay isn't recognizing this. Will Ospreay is just more like mad that Danny Garcia, a guy who he has not established a great honoring, like, it's not like Will Ospreay and Danny Garcia were best mates since Ospreay came to AEW. Like, this is stuff that I'm just talking about, just little stuff like that. But, but they're going to have a match at Dynamite. I'm sure it's going to be great. It's kicking off the show, so it's going to be super long. It's going to be at least 40 minutes. It's going to be put in that. Yeah, so it's an hour time limit thing. So at least it's going to be 40 minutes, maybe 30. Maybe we'll go to the time limit draw. That's Tony Khan's favorite booking, especially when it comes to two top guys. It's when it's two top guys, he doesn't want to decide who wins and stuff. Make it go to a time limit. Pretty sure like it'll probably end where MJF or is about to beat Ospreay, or Ospreay is about to beat MJF, and then MJF just slithers away at the last second. So I don't see them giving the belt to MJF. That just wouldn't be the move. Ospreay could beat MJF, but then it's just like, I don't know.
It's just beat him. Yeah, I think what happens here too. I think what happens here is, that move that Ospreay promised he will never do anymore. He retired the move. MJF is gonna make him so mad that he's gonna break his promise. He's gonna hit the move, and then he's gonna sit in the corner, think about what the hell he just did. And that's where, I see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
I hate yelling in promo as well.
I don't mind if Bill does it. It's just this whole promo, he was just yelling, and it was just like to get to a point that he was mad. It's like you can convey anger without having to yell in the microphone and talk about this. Like you don't have to yell all the time. Just talk. Yelling doesn't really like I get if you want to yell at the end of the promo, like you want to yell and you're like, you want to take this from me, like fine, but it's just felt he was yelling the whole time, and he's got better promos. This is why I'm all like, this is weird from all, like he was calm and composed. And the thing with Will Ospreay is this too. He gets these emotions, like these angry emotions, but he still wrestles the same. So that's why I'm all like, you can tell me you're mad, but then you get in the ring and you act like the same person. You're not showing any animal. Like MJF and Will Ospreay is not going to start how Willow and Chris Statlander started, where Ospreay goes out of the ring and they start. If it does, kudos to them and stuff. But I just feel like Will Ospreay, he always has a script, and he just has to follow that script of what his matches need to be, which is not a bad thing at all. Not discrediting it. I'm just saying, if you're going to show that you're angry, you're pissed, oh, this guy crossed the line, show it in the match. Show it in the match. That's something that you can do. Like Ospreay, you don't have to do all your stuff in this match. Be a brawler in this match,
Romeo writes here, Max is holding back because the Max I know would have torn Will to pieces on the mic, but he chilling now. I agree. I think honestly, if you let Max just go out there, don't restrict him to anything, he would have just chewed into to Will Ospreay 100%. Jose Luis writes here, what a WCW move. This is all in PPV match. Or yeah.
They have to do this because they're trying to get a TV media rights deal, and they're hoping to. They probably already have a deal. They just don't like the money that's being offered, so they're trying to raise the money deal. That's probably why they're doing this. This is why the AEW. That's why they're doing these big matches. And one thing that I've always liked about AEW compared to WWE is the fact that they're not afraid to do pay-per-view matches on television. Not every match needs to be on pay-per-view. I'm one of these fans where I'm like, not every match needs to be on television or pay-per-view. There's some matches where I feel like it's great if they do them on television. That like for example with WWE, I know a lot of fans don't like the 5-card PLE structure. I'm fine with it. Seven is good enough for me for PLEs. Like that's just my take. If you hate it, that's totally fine. Totally agree. Totally understand. I'm not trying to argue with it here. I just grew up as a UFC fan, so I'm used to the UFC card structure. I like the five matches. It's fine by me. Sometimes some matches don't deserve to be on the PLE. Like yes, if you want to say that, oh, maybe DIY versus Waller and Theory should have been on the card. A-Town Down Under, I think that's their name. Yes, fine. But if you would have said Liv Morgan and Zelina Vega, like, come on, what are we doing? That does not be on it. And I like that. Look, All In is not until freaking August. What are you going to build up between MJF and Will Ospreay from now until then? Like, that's my question when people say, oh, why are you doing this? What are you going to just get it out of the way? Like, people forget the first MJF and CM Punk match happened on Dynamite. It didn't happen on a pay-per-view. It happened on Dynamite. And that's what Dynamite was
in
really
Chicago.
Strong. Yeah, and right? That's what in Chicago. And it was like a long-ass match. I remember it was great. But that's why I'm fine with it. Like, see, Jose, this would be WCW as if, and I'm not trying to discredit what you're saying, but this is a WCW move as if All In is just 2 weeks away. And instead, we got to take advantage. It's hot now. You do MJF and Will Ospreay for the title because we can't fit it on All In. That's a WCW move. Not like this, where All In's like a month plus away. You still like what else? Like I can't think of a way that AEW can make this interesting all the way into the middle of August. That's just me. That's just me. So that's why it's like, okay, MJF. And then it looks like MJF probably will have another match at All In based off a match that happened later tonight. Will Ospreay will have another match at All In. I just think for me, MJF and Will Ospreay, it makes sense. Dynamite 250. You have one of your biggest homegrown stars with one of your biggest free agents. They're going at it. It's totally fine. Sport an international title. Not like how can you prolong this? It's a hard sell to prolong. It is really hard to prolong this feud and stuff. But another reason why they're doing this match, like I said, they need the ratings. They want a better offer. They probably are not being offered what they wanted from WBD, so they got to close it off strong before San Diego Comic-Con, where they most likely will announce the TV deal or what they're going to be doing in the future, because you're not going to have a panel at San Diego Comic-Con, and if you have no announcement at San Diego Comic-Con, I don't know what you're doing in terms of negotiating your TV rights deal. It's either that the money has to be something that they're not happy with, which is a fact. If anyone wants to argue with me on that, go ahead. But they must not be happy about whatever money that WBD is offering them, because a deal could have been secured probably in April.
When is the Comic-Con, by the way? When is it?
Later this month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Read some more comments here about it real quick. Chief writes here, what's up, gang? AEW made blood not feel special anymore. Blood and Guts is not going to feel epic.
This one isn't. This one doesn't have like a big feud. It's a thrown together. The Elite are faction, but Team AEW, like, it's just a bunch of guys that say we love AEW. That's it.
Yeah, that's what it is. They love AEW. We have the Ring of Honor World Champion and AEW World Champion teaming up together in this, as far as we know right now. The team isn't even complete. Let's put it that way.
They only have 1 week to complete it too, which is like that's what I'm saying. Like this one build wise is not as special as the previous ones.
Exactly. Danny Garcia versus MJF when?
All in, baby. Come on. Red Devil.
Or all out. Or all out.
Yeah. I think do you think Pac's not facing Will Ospreay now?
Possibly.
He won the international title. Unless they're gonna do that at a future date, and then Ospreay gets the Ricochet match out of the way.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
I'll be honest. I think the Ricochet match should happen at All Out. I know people are gonna think I'm crazy on that, but I think it would be much more nicer in front of that intimate, smaller crowd instead of the bigger one. You know, like let's celebrate UK wrestling with Ospreay and Pac. Let's celebrate that because like people forget Pac. He was the He was the original Will Ospreay. He was the one that people were talking about, like, oh, he's gonna take English wrestling to new heights, man. Like Pac was the dude back in the day. So that's why I would think that'd be a great tribute. Maybe I'm just more of like I would love the tribute to those two wrestling in England. That's just me. But I'm cool. I'm cool with whatever they do with Ospreay at all.
Of course.
I think he's gonna have a good match regardless. It's just maybe you do a double header banger with Will. He has a banger with Pac at All In, and then an All Out. He takes on a debuting Ricochet. There we go.
Could very well be.
Yeah.
Exactly. There you go, man. Hold up, Javier. Can you please point out Ronan Ghost's comment that you skipped? Thank you, Javier. This is, I guess, when we get in the ring with MJ. When you get in the ring with MJF, you'll get exposed. Where have I heard that before? Oh, wait. When you get in the ring with me, Cody, you'll be upstaged. Interesting. Thank you, Javier, for there you go. So let's get into it. So we get the first match. We get Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Adam Page, the men's final of the Owen Hart Classic. You had Jeff Jarrett as the special enforcer for this. I'll be honest with you. I thought this was closing the show, right? But being what happened later on in the night, I kind of see why, right? And it's fine for what it was.
I always thought this was going to open because you know, Danielson and Heyman, they love their long matches.
They do, yes.
Long matches, yeah.
Give them right.
Time, yeah.
Give them time, let them go out there, let them tear it up, and darn it, they did. They were both 1-1, right? Last time we checked, and this was again a very good back and forth. There was blood, obviously, right? There were moments in this match where Hangman got into Jeff Jarrett's face, right? There's a moment where Jeff Jarrett revealed that he was also a referee, and it looked like, I'll be honest here, right? Going into this, I'm like, you know what? Hangman's winning this, right? Because I
was on Team Danielson.
You were? Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, because I'm sure you do want to end up having this Hangman versus Swerve match at Wembley, right? The way Hangman was going off on Collision in that promo, he wants to burn Swerve's world down, right? And all that stuff. And I'm like, all right, there's something for Wembley. And the match, again, I don't mind the result. It just caught me by surprise, when it was all said. Because, again, Bryan took multiple buckshot. He took a dead eye, right? And he still won.
Yeah, they were really building up the Hangman Adam Page. For me, I had Bryan winning the whole tournament when he was announced in it, just because, Bryan Danielson, he cut the promo that he was going to make this year the most epic year, the last year of him being a full-time wrestler. And really, to be honest, hasn't been an epic year for Bryan Danielson. Just hasn't been an epic year. So I felt, that, and then especially he cut that great promo before to Owen. People are forgetting this great promo he cut before to Owen, how pretty much like he needs to win this. This is something that's really big for him to win. And I felt that after that he was going to win. I get where people are coming from with the whole Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. That's a big match. That's a big feel. And I get it. But here's a cool thing about Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. You can save that for any time. Like, you don't need to do that at all. Like I get people saying, say Danielson versus Swerve for the Washington show. I hate to break it to people, but I think Danielson is dropping that title at the Tacoma Dome. Yes, I'm saying it. I'm on the New train, Steve. I am on the Danielson will win the AEW World Heavyweight Championship train. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But this guy is one of the greatest wrestlers I've ever seen. I can't have it where this guy has an AEW run and an AEW run without the belt. Without the belt. I'm just being honest. Without any title. Couldn't even give him that Continental Classic crown. We did what you say? Eddie Kingston needed his Masawa moment or whatever. Like, we gave Eddie Kingston the Triple Crown and all that other. No, that should have been my dog, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. But I think that Danielson could possibly win at All In, and I've been on the train. I think he could. I think he should. I think he should, in my personal opinion. Swerve and Hangman. It's like the Bobby Roode and James Storm debate. Does it really need the belt? It's pretty over without it. Does the belt, I feel this feud is more personal. I think Hangman doesn't need the belt as champion. I don't think he needs a belt as champion. I think he really just wants to prove that I think it's just him and Swerve. I think the belt's just extra toppings for them. I think Danielson having just one last Cinderella run as AEW champion, I think it'll be great. That's just my take on it, but I thought the match was good. And then Jeff Jarrett coming in, that was very TNA. That was so funny. I was laughing. I was like, what is he doing? And he had the rep shirt on. It's hilarious.
Yeah. My world. Ronan goes right here. Hangman Page versus Bryan Danielson. Our matches are very competitive in the good way. And they are. Nico writes here, I really wanted Danielson versus Ospreay, which we're going to be getting at Wembley Stadium, and maybe once again at Tacoma Dome. Well, my bad. Yeah. Well, Daniel versus Ospreay. Didn't we get that though at
Yeah, we already got that. And
yeah, we already.
That's where Will Ospreay retired the move.
Yeah, exactly. The wild fantasy card is blowing up, and the Paloo right here. Looking forward to hearing final countdown for Bryan Danielson at All In. Yeah, listen, the moment that song hits at Wembley, oh, bro, you already know people are going to go crazy for it. So it's bound to happen for sure. Let's move on here. Let's move on. We did get what else we got here? We had also after this, we literally had Bryan Danielson, right? He's celebrating in the ring with the trophy and all that stuff, right? Out comes Dr. Martha Hart. And then out comes Swerve Strickland. And he cuts a promo and confronted Danielson after the match. Strickland declared that he was now the best in the world and announced he would lead Team AEW in the Blood and Guts match to prove that he could beat Ospreay and win Blood and Guts. Something Danielson has never done. Swerve after this went on to challenge Okada and said he would cause Danielson's final countdown in his career. So with that, yes, Chase, it was also made official on episode 250. It will be Swerve Strickland, the AEW World Champion, going up against the AEW Continental Champion, Kazuchika Okada. It'll be champion versus champion on episode 250.
Most likely the main event.
Most likely. Yes, most likely. I think this might have some a shitty finish, though, being that it's the go-home show.
Yeah. It's going to have a build-up finish for sure. I don't expect a clean win from any of the guys there. It should be a good competitive match for what it is. It's like a sample. It's like a taste sample. You get to see this before it actually happens. It's like a nice little appetizer.
For sure. Oh, okay. You wanted a rematch. Okay, Anika, that's fair. That's fair.
Wait until Washington. You'll get it then.
What happened? Yeah, maybe. Wait till the Coma Dome. Yes, WrestleMania. That's when it is. That's when it'll happen. The battle of Washington State. Oh, excuse me. We did get a video package, obviously, of both Willow Nightingale and Mariah May ahead of their match. Again, they were the main event of the show. Excuse me. We had a music video premiere of a diss track named Two Times that aimed the Young Bucks. If you missed it, I'll be honest, you didn't miss much. You did not miss much of this diss track. Yeah, let's move on from that one. From there, we did get the Stampede Street Fight between Chris Jericho versus Samoa Joe. What was your overall take on this match, Chase?
It was fine. It was fine. For what it was, it wasn't horrible. It obviously set up the angle. Now Jericho, his character is going to become a little bit more twisted. He went from doing just like goopy stuff to now he's very psychotic and crazy. So it's not just like a goopy comedy character for Jericho. It seems like he's going to get more twisted and demented, especially how he ended this match with Samoa Joe, where he pretty much almost killed the guy. And then Samoa Joe got taken off in the stretcher, he, instead of like the sarcastic way of saying "bye guys," it was like "bye Joe." He was like, and he had a sick smile on his face. So it just seems like, now it's like we're going to see that this Jericho character has more layers to it, which is, that's how Jericho likes to do his characters. He likes it when there's like actual like layers to it. It's not just a simple basic character. So that's cool from a character perspective. I don't care for the learning tree from that aspect, but that's cool for a character standpoint that he wants to go there.
Oh, for sure. Again, the match itself ended with a referee stoppage when they had Samoa Joe on a forklift and they dumped him somewhere in the back. And you saw him go in the ambulance later on in the night. And we did see, obviously, Chris Jericho, like you mentioned, with that psychotic look on his face now. It's like a different layer now to this learning tree, what have you. It's also been reported that this was a way to write off Samoa Joe since he'll be filming the second season of Twisted Metal on Peacock. So, whoop-de-doo. Did not get to watch the first season yet. So, yeah. Let's move on here. We did have the Fatal 4-Way. The Global Glory 4-Way match between Pac, Claudio Castagnoli, Kyle Fletcher, and Tomohiro Ishii. Now, people were wondering, okay, what are they wrestling for? What is this for, right? Why are they even doing this? To the point where Tony Khan had to go on social media, I think moments before the match even began, to let people know, hey, the winner of this match will get a shot at the International Championship at a later date.
Mm-hmm.
And the match, again, it was a fine Fatal 4-Way match. Everyone, I felt like, got their moments in, right? But when it was all said and done, Pac got the win, right? He ended up, what's it called? He did get the win. I think he hit the brutalizer, right, on Kyle Fletcher. He made Kyle Fletcher tap out. After the match, Pac admitted that he had suffered multiple failures before, declaring that he would not be denied his Wembley moment, saying tonight's victory was in line in the sand and promised that the bastard would be back. Chase, anything you want to chime in on this?
One Fatal 4-Way. I just was all like, we were watching the Columbia game together, so I was more bitching about how Columbia players were just flopping all over the place, not playing soccer. Then really interested in this match, but yeah, it's fine. Pac wins.
Yeah, exactly. From there, let's see here. What else happened here? We saw Renee Paquette was backstage trying to interview Hangman. And this all led to Hangman knocking on the Elite's office and was confronted by Okada and the Young Bucks. And Page basically said, you know what? That he would do it, implying that he was going to be joining, obviously, the Elite in the Blood and Guts match. So he's trying to find a way to get another shot. Because remember, the Elite say, hey, man, even though technically they already did Hangman a favor by reinstating him from his suspension. Technically, the Bucks don't owe him shit anymore. In their eyes, hey, you got to return us the favor, be on our team for blood and guts. And that might be
they wanted him back in blood and guts. He said he wasn't going to do it originally, and then he said, "I'm in," and then they were happy about it.
Yeah, but you got to keep in mind though.
No, you missed that episode, Steve. You missed that segment.
Yeah, we're there in the back, and he got in his feet. He got in was in one of the Bucks' face. Like, I'm not a puppet. I'm not your puppet no more.
Yeah.
That may be fun. They get that too. But what I'm saying is too, the fact that he just lost to Bryan Danielson, he just lost, right? So in his mind, if I do this, you guys would insert me in the Wembley main event.
No, they're not gonna do that. No, he's just doing it because that's his way to get his hand on Swerve.
Yeah.
Where are you making this stuff up, Steve? Steve, what are you fan fiction reading over there in your head?
I don't know. I'm thinking of something, man. Who knows?
Well, you need the clip of CM Punk where he says, "Keep that fancy booking shit out of here." We need that clip whenever you start rant. I'm like, where are you getting this from? It just seems like Hangman Adam Page is settling because he said, "Fuck it, I can't get my hand." Especially because Heyman cut his promos. So one of the main reasons why he wants to win that Owen tournament was to take everything from Swerve. This gives him a chance to at least do something. Heck, maybe injure Swerve before the main event, before the all-in match. Like, that's something that could be a possibility that they play into.
Of course, absolutely. But again, it's something to look forward to see what happens. Again, they're really going to wait till the last week to find out who else is going to be on Team AEW. What makes you think, right? I
think it's Darby and Acclaimed.
Darby, yeah, I think Darby might be in because Darby did return.
And Acclaimed.
And the Acclaimed. Oh, man, what a...
I mean, you could do like maybe Danielson and when I think Team AEW, I feel like maybe Danielson and Mox would be the good last two. That way you can maybe build some Swerve and Danielson tension in the match or something. But it just would make no sense. The Acclaimed, who won the tag team eliminator against the Young Bucks, made a music video about the Young Bucks this episode, and they just don't get into. I get it. People are not big on the Acclaimed. They don't like them. It's fine, but from a storyline sense, they do deserve something.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's move on here. We did have obviously TBS champion and New Japan Strong Women's champion Mercedes Moné. She came to the ring for her celebration title toast, and Moné thanked the Young Bucks for the extra security and declared that she was the past, present, and future because she was the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever would be, before saying that she would leave Dr. Britt Baker dead if she dared. And Baker interrupted and laid out two security guards before heading to the ring, but Moné ran in the crowd to evade her, basically. Not as strong as last week where Britt Baker finally returned and all that stuff, and it was just, to me, it just felt like it felt flat.
This didn't need to be on the show. Let's just call it how we said that. This could have been like, this just felt, well, we brought Mercedes in the building. We got to use her somehow. It's like, that was it. Like, this just literally felt like, did you miss last week's segment where they actually did something? Well, here's an abridged version of it. Here's the version where they don't talk that much and stuff. Like, it just felt like, well, what was the point? And then the security, so useless. Like, why do you have these guys if they're just going to get their asses kicked? I mean, it was just one of those things that this segment, like, to put it blue, it was pointless. Not needed on the show. Not needed on the show whatsoever. Really, like, and that's the thing. That's why when this episode, when you say 9.5, I'm like, bro, last week's episode didn't have any waste of time. Minus like the Jericho stuff. But other than that, there was not one thing where I was like, they wasted. This one was just like, well, Britt, we don't know Britt if she's cleared or not. We know Mercedes can wrestle. Why? And then what? Mercedes announces next week she's going to have an open challenge. Would have been so much better if Mercedes Moné comes out there doing the open challenge. Britt comes out, and then they're on. Britt's ready to go, and then Mercedes goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Britt. I got to tell you guys, Matt and Nick just added this. It's an open challenge for anyone but Britt Baker." And then she does her laugh that she loves to do, that evil laugh. And then afterwards, someone else comes out. I don't know who. Maybe you find some jobber woman from Calgary, comes out, and then Mercedes beats them. But I think they're saving that for next week or something. But I feel that would have been a little. Well, who knows? Maybe Jamie Hayter returns next week. That
maybe so.
Be big for 250.
It would be big. It would be big. You know, it's funny enough. I even suggested, hey, maybe for whatever reason, I even said it like we were watching, like, what's Natalya's status looking like? Because we don't know if she signed a new deal or not, and that didn't happen. So yeah, did not need to be on the show at all. Did not need to be, but for whatever reason, there it was.
No, it's just because Mercedes was in the building. They brought her
in.
You can't just have her in the building, not have her do anything. So, I mean, they did advertise it. I will admit, AEW did advertise it in advance. It was just more of those like. This was something that you should have probably thought, like, this is something that, like, to me, if you advertise this segment for the show, this segment has to be planned, and it has to be something where it's like, okay, it's the reason, like, that's the thing with AEW, I'll admit with them is this, when they plan segments, at least they kind of have an idea of what they want the segment to be and stuff. Does it get executed correctly half the time? No, not really. No. But they at least have an idea and plan. This was just felt like, well, we paid for your travel, we paid for your airfare, we said you're going to be here. So just go out there and do what you need to do.
Exactly. Just look at the hard cam and have a fun time. All right. From there we talked about this earlier. Darby Allin returned and he laid out Brandon Cutler. And following that, he called out Jack Perry in the Elite for 250. So likely, like we mentioned moments ago, he will be part of Team AEW. And then after there's like a video. I don't know if you saw this or not, but it was kind of funny for what it was. Brandon Cutler with his face painted and shit, so he's going to report Darby to HR. So there's that too. Then we got the main event. The Women's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Finals, Mariah May versus Willow Nightingale. The match for what it was not bad at all. What were your thoughts on the matches?
It was a good main event.
Yeah.
Like, we kind of knew who was going to win in this one. This one was the more obvious of the two Owen Hart Cup ones. So this one was a little bit more obvious than the last one, but I thought it was good for the most part, and the right person won, so that's good.
Yeah, I like the homage that Willow did for Owen, right, with the Danger attire.
Nation of Domination.
Yeah, I even like the little pink that Mariah May was wearing too. Again, just a good back and forth match, but eventually we already knew where this was going to go. Mariah May did pick up the W, right? Yes. And everything was going good, right? I'm like, wait a minute, something's going to happen, because we kind of knew going into this, like, all right, she's going to win, because eventually they're going to go at it. Someone had to be a heel, right? And everyone kind of expected Timeless Toni Storm to be that heel, right? And they surprised everybody. So they're at the stage area, and Mariah May she goes to grab the title, and she literally whacks Toni Storm with the belt. Starts whipping her with the belt. Gunther gets, Luther, my apologies. Luther.
Oh, Gunther, what?
Luther.
Who do you mean Gunther? No, not the plain general. What?
Luther gets whacked with the belt.
What about Gunther?
Well, Gunther is still resting until Monday, but still.
What?
Gunther's at the Hyperbolic Time Chamber preparing himself for SummerSlam,
Oh, no, Benito. You got Luther. Yeah, like, dude, can you imagine Mariah May doing this shit to Gunther? Now, here's a question. If Mariah May does this to Gunther, does Gunther slap back? Does Gunther just go, like just slaps her and she's like, like just gets destroyed? Like, I think Gunther fights back. I don't think Gunther would put up with this shit.
I think the old school in him, the old school, the love for the sport, he would.
Gunther fighting back 100%, but yes, Luther took a nasty table. That was funny.
She did. Where does Jamie Hayter fit in the storyline?
Not in this one. Probably
not in this one,
but more in the Britt and Mercedes one, most likely.
Yeah, most likely. Even though technically Jamie Hayter did lose to Timeless Toni Storm.
Well, she lost to the Outcast, Toni Storm, not the Timeless one.
I know, but you know how fans are. Oh, long-term story, the rematch. He's on a rematch, what have you. Well, I don't think it's happening. So all this is happening, and then Mariah May grabs the shoe.
Oh, yeah.
And mind
Toni
you,
Storm was bleeding.
Toni Storm was already bleeding as it is. She bled the right way. Just a bloody mess. There's whacking her with the shoe. Everyone's just losing it on commentary. The crowd was like in shock for what they're seeing. And then you see Mariah May put her cheek on the blood of Toni Storm, and the camera just for the camera view and all that stuff. And that's how they closed the show. So now Mariah May got what she wanted, and now she's gonna go to Wembley to face Timeless Toni Storm, and likely will get the Hero's Welcome because again, it's in London. And like these, do I see her winning the belt? No.
Yeah, I think she will. What? No, she's winning. 100%.
You think she's winning? Okay.
This is my take on it, and I'm just saying, I feel if you're going to make this the first time ever where the winners get to go for the world championship, you should make it with where they win. So that way you can establish that there is some success there. Now, can you go 50-50 with it? Absolutely. But I think if you're giving me odds of who's winning for sure, I think Mariah May is 100%. I think Danielson has a little bit more 50-50 of if he could walk out of Wembley as champion, but I think Mariah May is winning 100%. Ain't no way. You built her up for so long, and just for her to lose. And plus, I'm also a big believer if you're going to turn heel, you got to win. You can't if you turn heel or face, it's almost like you have to win that match because then why did you do what you did? She could have easily just still been friends with Toni Storm for this time. She didn't need to beat her up like this, but I think it's great because now we're going to get more elements into Toni's character. This has been one of the better storylines for AEW. I think AEW has killed it with this Mariah May and Toni Storm storyline since she's debuted. I think I said it even before she became Timeless Toni Storm. I think it was last year. I said, man, I think Toni Storm might be the women's wrestler of the year because she was just doing so good in the ring and making chicken shit into chicken salad with the Outcast, and then she did this Timeless character, and it's been so good. And now with Mariah May, they've been hinting at Mariah May for a minute too, and the dissension between her and Toni Storm. So this was good. I liked it a lot. It was a good ending. I would have preferred more. I feel Mariah May, she just has more potential as a babyface than she does a heel. That's just me. That's why I would have preferred if Toni Storm would have betrayed Mariah May and stuff, and then Toni Storm insults her and says that you were never going to be the real star or something. Because I just feel Toni Storm's character works great as a heel, but I'm cool. I'm cool with whatever they decide to do with it. But yeah, this was very well executed by the All Elite Wrestling crew, and I think they're doing a great job. I think they're doing a great job with the storyline. Anika asked if this one deserves to main event All In, and I hate to break it to you, Anika, it's whatever the World Heavyweight title. That's main eventing All In. They're not main eventing All In, but
yeah.
But this is in the middle of the card story.
Ronan goes right. My theory, Mariah and Toni Storm is about that they're doing a story all about Eve plot.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this. Yeah, it's like a 1950s movie. Yeah, I heard about this. Mariah May winning and confronted by Jamie Hayter by Dr. Thanos.
That'll be good.
That'll be good. Get some UK versus UK crime, and yeah. Tony even made a reference to it by saying all about Mariah in his Twitter post. This would be a story with great potential that could lead to Mariah becoming the star in a short time. And of course, just like Romeo, I think we can all agree on this, right? We've never seen it.
Never seen it.
I know another person
too old for us to see it. And
I know one more person who didn't see it as well. This guy right here. They didn't see it either, right, Walty?
Didn't watch. Wait, what are we talking about?
That movie, All About Eve. All About Eve. Yeah, Eva, or whatever it's called. Yeah, All About Eve.
I don't know. I know I'm mad late, but I wanted to, because I saw on the chat that you have Barry the Buzzard there. Did you show Barry the Buzzard here?
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah. Listen, we talked about the rating earlier. The rating was 691,000. And to quote our mascot, Barry the Buzzard,
no Millie.
No Millie.
I just wanted to see the mascot. I'm proud that we got a new one finally.
New mascot, yo. And soon, ATP hats coming out soon,
For
y'all.
real, how the hell he got one first?
Barry the Buzzard has his oogly boogly ways. You know,
You got the exclusive.
He's in the canon. Yeah.
Soon beanies, all that stuff, you know. But Walter, how you been, brother? What's going on with you, man?
You know, just finally settled. But I did watch we settled a bit, but
okay.
Okay. Oh man, not like that.
Right.
Come on, man.
You got your key. Okay.
Come on, man. In the mud. But yeah. Just like you, I watched the episode last night. Thought overall good episode of AEW, but I mean clearly it's not drawing the viewers.
Man, it's not drawing the viewers, and I know I've seen people online talking about this. You know, they had all the stars last night. They had MJF, they had Will Ospreay, they had Bryan Danielson, they had Okada, they had Swerve Strickland, and they had Timeless Toni Storm, Mariah May, the works, right? Everything.
And next week's a big episode too. So
next week is I guess they're going to where they're going to the Simon's Bank Arena in Little Rock, and I checked the building.
Oh, come on!
I did. I checked out per WrestleTick. They're only filling up 2,000 seats in a building that fits 18,000.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. Oh man, and
that's Tony. But you see, this is what happens when you're in a negotiations deal. You give out matches like this.
Yeah,
free TV.
Yeah, next week, man. Look at this: Will Ospreay versus MJF for the International Championship. And then you got this one, Swerve Strickland versus Okada. Listen, if I'm AEW right now, listen, I am protecting Bryan Danielson. I am wrapping him in bubble wrap. He is not wrestling till Wembley.
No, he ain't gonna allow that. He will wrestle on Collision.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're saying 6 weeks,
brother. You do promos, but you are not.
He's wrestling Collision.
Yeah, he's wrestling Collision.
He's wrestling Collision. Where'd he go? Oh my god!
He's been snipping his nose. I think he's been craving something.
Damn, in the mud.
He's been doing that
for whatever reason, bro. I've been sniffles and shit. So
sniffles my ass.
Yeah. Oh, look at his hands. Oh, look at his fingers.
You're trying to clean off the white.
I'm on that Tony compound. I got my Colombian friends. Colombia won yesterday. They're celebrating.
Steve, I'm just saying, but the ratings thing. It's like interesting because AEW's ratings have been down, and it's kind of a bummer because the product, in terms of for us wrestling fans, has been good. But I just think honestly, the reason why AEW is where it's at is that they just don't have a strong identity anymore. Like I feel they've lost their identity for most of the fans that have stopped watching AEW. Like for me, I still watch AEW because they bring something different than WWE. But the one thing AEW has lost for me is that it's no longer a can't miss show. It's kind of like, like I know what I like from AEW. I know what's going to get me to tune in. If I don't like something from it, I won't tune in. And that's the same thing with WWE. I don't want like for me, I watch Raw and then I watch Dynamite live. Those are the only 2 wrestling shows I watch live. That's what I prefer. Most of the time, NXT, if they have like a big show, I'll check it out, put it on for background noise. SmackDown, it airs at a weird time for me, so I don't watch that live. I just tend to watch the clips. And most of the time, it's just for my boy Cody and for the Bloodline, the fake Bloodline, the waterline, as I like to call them, the pipeline. Not really the real Bloodline, the fake shit. We don't acknowledge that fat piece of shit, slop piece of coal here. But anyways, I just think the ratings, the reason why they're down, I think a lot of fans that were high on AEW, that wanted AEW to do well, I think a lot of them just feels like they just admitted this product isn't for me, and they just gave up watching the product. That's what I think, because I think a lot of people really wanted this to do well, but that's the problem when you target the lapsed wrestling fan. They were lapsed for a reason. They're the ones that easily will stop watching if they don't want to watch, and then you're relying on your hardcore fan base, which seems like it was this 600,000 people. Like I think this 650,000 people that watch AEW, that is their main fan base. Those people who watch there is their main fan base, and that's what it's always going to be. It's just that fan base. It's kind of a bummer because they are putting out good episodes. It's not like AEW TV is bad. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't think the TV is bad." I just think
it's not bad. It's just that I
they
think
don't have an
Romeo.
identity.
I think Romeo said this too, in our group chat. It's you don't have to watch it live. You can definitely watch this shit any other day of the week.
Yeah,
and it'll be fine.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's no longer a can't miss show. It's been one of those shows, and especially too, I feel like one of the main reasons why it was one of the shows that you had to watch live back in the day, and I've noticed this too, that the ratings have gone down. Their YouTube channel posts pretty much the full segments. They post the full segments right away. Like you don't have to watch it live because the segment, because back in the day, oh my god, you couldn't find an AEW Dynamite clip. It took forever just to find a clip, or if you want to relive a moment, it took forever. Now they upload the moments like that. So if you miss something live, it's all right. You still got the clips, and I feel that's where some fans are at. They're just watching the clips for AEW. They'd much rather do that than tune into the full show experience, because I think there's a lot of factors of why AEW is just not getting the viewership. But I think one of the main ones is that I think they just have a horrible marketing outside of the TV show. And I just think that they don't have an identity for their brand. Now they keep changing it. They keep changing it. Like for example, the rankings. They brought back these stupid rankings, and we made jokes about it at the time that this was a stupid idea. It's not going to work. Some people were mad at us. Some people agreed with us. But ultimately, it was like, where's the rankings? We don't even have the rankings anymore. They don't even do the numbers. They don't even promote them because the rankings were never going to fucking work for a scripted show. You're trying to add a ranking system to a scripted pro wrestling show, and you have to abide by these rankings. You're limiting what you can book by doing this. So, and then the whole the sports-based presentation, they're trying to be more sports-based and stuff. How long did that last? 2 months? And then they just change everything up again? As a viewer, if you're seeing this, you're just they're just kind of throwing shit on the wall and hoping it will stick. That's what it is. They're just hoping it can stick to the wall and stuff like that. So it's just when you're just hoping something will stick, you're never going to see results that way. And I think some fans also, too, it's I'll just be honest. I think for some fans, a lot of times it's because a lot of their favorite wrestlers are out for extended periods of time. Hangman Adam Page, when he won the title, he wins, he takes a break, 6-month break. He's gone for a long period of time. Maybe some people are just I don't care for anything else. When you have these wrestlers cycling in and out all the time, it's hard to get into someone because they're not there consistently. WWE has adopted that model now too, but the difference is a lot of times they're able to get someone that they were building up over. Minus the free agent signings, Hangman and MJF, who has AEW built as that star attraction guy that people want to tune in to see?
I would say Swerve.
Swerve? Does he count as a free agent signing? Because he's a free agent signing.
Yeah, technically he did come off fresh from the Fed when he got let go.
Yeah, I'm talking about
homegrown, right?
Yeah, that's
not much.
Darby, but
Darby, but he's hurt. He's
hurt all the time.
He's hurt all the time. Sammy Guevara is suspended still.
Supposedly, from what I've heard a report that he got reinstated, but they're just not going to put him on TV. For the simple fact that Mercedes is there too, and there's still that whole thing what he said years ago.
Let him go. The fuck?
I'm saying.
The point?
Reiki system sucked when Layla Gray had 2 losses out of 0 wins to challenge Jade Cargill with the TBS Championship. When was Miro on TV? Good question, bro. Good question.
He's only on TV
when he wants to be.
Is
he still on payroll? Is he still on payroll? I need to know this, bro. Dude, he has not wrestled this whole year yet. Likely he won't even wrestle. Bro, he is my wrestler of the year, bro. Fuck all this shit, bro. Dude's my wrestler of the year. Pandemic AEW is the best. I agree with that. I have an appreciation. Throughout the whole pandemic, right? Throughout all the wrestling that we had from both WWE, TNA, or Impact, whatever the fuck you want to call it, AEW, AEW wasn't bad. AEW's pandemic, you know,
Yeah, they were able to get fans in the building and stuff too. So
exactly. They used their employee as an audience. You know what
yeah,
I mean, in the crowd.
no,
And
but what I'm saying, I'm talking about from a rating perspective. It's just hard when you don't have an identity. And I also too think like, so I agree and disagree on one statement some people make, where they say that I think a lot of AEW fans just stopped watching after WWE became cool again. I think once WWE became hot, they said, I don't need to watch this no more. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, what's the excuse? WWE doesn't have a show on Wednesday. And it's like, maybe because they just watched the Wednesday show because they're saying, oh, WWE sucks, but now the WWE is tolerable for most wrestling fans now. They just have no reason to watch this show. Like they were like watching, because let's be real, when AEW was at its hottest, WWE still was crappy as fuck. Minus like Roman Reigns. Remember back in the day, 2019, 2021, it was literally Roman Reigns segments and then everything else, man. We didn't have anything else like during those times. Like, and even then, pandemic really saved Roman because Roman literally straight up was getting dog food thrown on him, doing another Baron Corbin feud. Like, oh, disgusting and stuff. Was about to beat Goldberg for the Universal title. Oh, thank God for pandemic. And gave us a tribal chief. Greatest character change of all time.
would
But
you
it's
even
like,
say that Braun Strowman picking up his Royal Rumble belt at WrestleMania was like the best case scenario for him?
what?
That's what some people were saying. So at WrestleMania,
Nothing had. See, Goldberg did not defend the title, and then Oogly Boogly, Bray Wyatt, rest in peace, found the title in the box. He just awarded himself the Universal title. Stop making up storylines that didn't happen, Steve. Come on.
sorry.
I
You know, it's funny enough.
I'm making a great point here, and you interrupted me because of Braun fucking Strowman. That's another thing too. I think too, just from my taste in wrestling, I feel AEW didn't differentiate a lot of their signings, to be honest. Like, I feel like a lot of the guys they signed were just the same wrestlers, like good wrestlers. But it's like, I'm sorry, Braun Strowman was like a free agent for a hot minute. You couldn't tell me you couldn't get him for like 6 months just to see if he would work out or something. Jacob Fatu was someone that was a potential free agent. Couldn't land him. What the fuck is Hammerstone doing? What is he doing? He's like, he just he just wrestled TNA for a bit and then he's good. Like, you do get what I'm saying? Like, it's like there's certain things where it's like there are a lot of their signings just feel like the exact same. And then when they sign someone like a Lance Archer or Brian Cage, they just treat them as they're like abyss. Like they're just there to take the job for the smaller guys. They're like oh, they're the big guys that lose to the smaller guys and stuff like that. So that's why to me, I just feel like it's hard when like, you know, the wrestling is not differentiate. Like, yes, AEW's focus is more match based, which is totally fine. I have no problem if they want to be more match based, but the style base is literally the same. It's literally the same style from every wrestler. Like the matches bleed into each other. You almost feel like you're watching something similar. Like I talked about it with their pay-per-views. They love the apron spots. And I'm like, why is it that every match has an apron spot? Like not every match, like an apron spot is something that's personal and stuff. And don't get me wrong, WWE has issues with their match style too. I'm not saying they're perfect by any means, but I'm talking about when you're watching AEW, a lot of this stuff just feels the same in terms of how the matches are laid out, how the spots are used, how the spots are executed. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it can bleed in a little bit. I just feel that AEW, what they really, really need to do, they just really, really need to like find a strong identity, but also get better marketing. They got to market themselves better. They got to do something because here's the thing that a lot of people are not pointing out with this negotiation rights deal. They're giving up 3 shows and streaming rights. It's not like WWE where WWE is giving up only 1 show and streaming rights. 3 shows and streaming rights. WWE 1 show. WWE makes what they're making off 1 show. AEW wants to do that one day, 100%. But there is 3 shows AEW is giving up. 5 hours of wrestling. Not 2, not 3, 5 hours that they're giving up. And they were hoping for that number to be 1 billion. And it doesn't look like it's 1 billion. It looks like it's probably going to be north of 650 million. Best case scenario,
or less.
No, it won't be that. It can't be less. That if they settle for less, that's horrible. 650 million has to be the bare minimum that you'll take. bare minimum for all 3 shows.
But for the fans, it's a celebration, though. But for the fans,
it's Steve. Why do you have to bring that up? I'm just saying it is a celebration for the fans. But if you're owning AEW, it's not a celebration. For the fans, yes, it's good for AEW to be on TV. They're going to be, guys. AEW is going to be on TV regardless or not.
Yeah, it will be.
They just need more money out of it because that ultimately brings them a longer shelf life. But it's like what CM Punk said. It's like CM Punk said, Tony Khan, if as long as he keeps putting money into it, he'll still be around. It's just that if you want this to be successful, you need to make more money off of it. That's just it. Especially if you want this to the thing is turning a profit is super important. Like, yes, year 5, it's okay if you're still in the red. It's okay. But we're gonna head to year 6, year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10. You're still in the red by year 7. That's not good. And I do not care how much money you have. That's not good.
Yeah, that's very true. Pro Wrestling, Dr. Donald writes here, where do you think Motor City Machine Guns will sign, Chase? I think Pro Talk said they're going to WWE, I heard.
I don't know. It's a weird story. I think at one point they were TNA bound, but not TNA bound, AEW bound, but maybe this WWE TNA working relationship changed their minds. Who knows?
Could very well be. And I would not mind that either. Let them get a run in WWE and NXT if that's the case. Why the hell not? Granted, I do think that their style fits more of AEW. You know what I mean?
AEW use them right now.
But yeah, of course, I would not want to see Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. I know I would. Shit.
I was talking about AEW. I feel like their tag division is very lacking. WWE too, in a way, because they split it. So
yeah, I think the trios title is taking away a lot from their tag division. To be honest,
I think they just vacated the belts. If I heard correctly, it could be wrong, but in AEW they vacated the trios belts.
What?
No, it's still the Jay White and the Guns, right?
Well, I read some spoiler for Collision, so.
So you're spoiling fans.
Why you just spoil it in the mud, man? Come on, what are you doing?
I'm sorry.
Watch Collision. Why are you spoiling? Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Walter. I'm sorry, guys, but
hashtag AEW Collision Saturday. Ain't nobody watching that. Come on.
I might be AI. I don't know.
Hell no, man.
Come on, man. That's AI.
Thanos, the tag team division suck at both.
I still love both. I still love WWE, but Motor City Machine Guns seem like a flash in the pan over there. A couple of great matches, and they'll have nothing for them.
Yeah, that seems about right. I mean, they would be good for Raw. I think that's what Raw kind of needs, is a good, fun babyface tag team. It's back on the Judgment Day again. This time it's the lesser of the team of Judgment Day with Finn and JD. So,
yeah. Chase, what happened to Jay White?
He's selling injuries. He had that match with. If you talk about overall, I can tell you what happened. But storyline wise, he's selling injuries. Had that great match with Hangman Adam Page on Saturday on Collision that he lost, and then the patriarchy attacked him, and that's pretty much it. But overall, what happened to Jay White is that Tony Khan just pretty much signed him, realized that he's not as big as he thought he was, and just probably didn't want to use him anymore. That's the way I look at it. I think he looked at Jay White and he said, "This is great. I got this guy." But Jay White just doesn't fit with what Tony Khan looks at in a main eventer. Look at what Tony Khan looks at in a main eventer. You have to do a lot to get into the good graces of being a main eventer for Tony Khan. Death matches being included in one of them. And Jay White wasn't willing to do what Swerve did. Swerve did the death match, and that helped him out. That made Tony Khan realize, oh, this guy's really great. Jay White did not do no death match. So, yeah.
Very well, too. I mean, Pro Wrestling Talk right here. WWE brings in Bad Bunny, and AEW brings in old Dennis Rodman to pop a rating. I mean, they were in Chicago, So I mean,
I don't mind them bringing the celebrities, but
I don't mind it either. But
yeah, it does. There's no long-term plan for Collision. I mean, I kind of watch. I try to watch clips here and there, so I could kind of critique it, and it's obviously not the same. Not the same as it was before.
Collision.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we know why, right? I mean, that
Well,
had been the same.
yeah, but they still could have kept something going there, you know.
You gotta understand, bro. I think Punk said this in that interview with Ariel Helwani. Tony did Collision for CM Punk.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And once you lost him, Collision just went downhill.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't got time for you on Dynamite, but we got time for you on Saturday. Oh, we don't got time for you on Saturday. We'll put you on the Friday show.
And you're drawing 4s, 5s. Like 4s would be the worst. Like high 4s would be the worst for Collision. Now that's a great rating for them. Mid 4s, high 4s.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Because the Saturday show,
mess.
the reason why they put it on Saturdays is because they looked at it and said, "Oh, this will get better advertisers than like an Avengers rerun," which it does because movie reruns don't really get you the best advertisers and stuff. It's good if you want viewers to tune into your channel, you'll get a good rating, but you want advertisement money at the end. So that's why they put the show on Saturday, and they felt, oh yeah, we'll have this show on Saturday. It could just be something different. And yeah, with Punk, if Punk was still around, it would still be 500, 700,000 easily. But with no Punk, and there's like that's a show with no identity. It's literally like it literally just exists. It's just a 2-hour. It's like an extended Rampage. Rampage is like, you know, and that's another reason why. Like he has all these other shows, but unless like you're like the sickos that he caters to, you're not watching those other shows unless you go out of your way. There's no reason they don't make these shows feel like can't miss. Like every once in a while they'll put a match where you're like, oh, I'll go check it out. But like Romeo said, you don't need to see it live. You can just wait till it's on your DVR and watch it later, or watch when the AEW YouTube puts it up and stuff. So yeah, it's just AEW, like they're doing good stuff. It's just not connecting with a lot of people, which sucks. You know, it kind of sucks, and it's one of those things that, you know, could hurt the company in the long run. A lot of people don't want to admit that, but it's the truth. It could hurt them in the long run.
Yeah. Chief Rice here. Is Adam Cole still on injured reserve? I would think so. I'm not really sure. Last time I checked, he showed up on TV. He was walking, right? He took that bump. I mean, he took a bump from MJF, didn't he? I mean,
it doesn't affect his ankle.
Yeah, so but, I don't know, man. I really don't know.
This injury really derailed all his momentum. It's crazy.
Yeah. Dr. Thanos here. Rampage dead. Collision suck. I only watch Dynamite. Hey, man.
I think only most people that are still tuning into AEW watch just Dynamite.
Yeah. That's why we have a show called Something About Dynamite. We don't have something about Collision or something about Rampage. NXT Heatwave over Money in the Bank. Fair enough.
Yeah, a lot of people had the same sentiment. Yeah. It was enjoyable for sure.
Yes. What happened to that bum Wardlow?
Great question.
Great question. Probably counting the days.
It's a challenge for the world title, and
he's counting the.
He did challenge for the world title and lost.
He joined the group. His whole thing was like he wants to ruin MJF's life, and he hasn't been shown up once to ruin MJF's life.
Yeah, that's the problem too. The inconsistent booking. Like, it's just, what are we doing? Come on.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, everything is just all over the place. You have some Ring of Honor talent showing up on AEW TV. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So
it's like, I get it. They're match based. Yes, that's fine. But like, have some purpose to most of these. Like, don't just throw random out there. Okay, the 4-way. I was like, why the fuck was that there? But then they kind of explain, okay, the winner's going to probably face Ospreay at All In. Or MJ. It's going to be Ospreay. But it just, still, you gotta do something. Like, you can't just randomly throw a Glory, whatever it was called, 4-way, and expect people to care.
Well, they do. I mean, you know how the fans
Well, the
are,
sickos care, but that's not going to draw your 7s and 8s again.
Did you not see how people on social media were happy that Tomohiro Ishii's going to stick around for AEW during the summer?
That's
He's
great.
not part of the G1.
It's only for the sickos.
I know. speaking of sickos, make sure you guys join us this weekend. This Sunday, we'll be watching both the finals of the Euro and the Copa America.
Sicko. That's sick.
Okay,
That's
and by the
what
way,
we
guys, we have a special intermission ATP gaming match. ATP Gaming Hall of Famer Lionel Messi will be taking on longtime rival Cristiano Ronaldo in a 30-minute Iron Man match.
Yes.
Before his Copa America match.
Before his Copa America, you'll have a match in the ring.
Yes.
It's not down the rest. Ask me, Steve, who you got in Copa America? I got my GOAT Messi. My boy.
Yeah, it's tough because I said Colombia's been the best team in the tournament, but after yesterday, the way they played was just weird. But they were down 10 men.
Yeah, they were down 10 guys, and I'll be honest. I don't know why they had the game in North Carolina.
No, you see why? Look at the crowd. Look how many people were there.
I get that, but you made people literally travel to North Carolina. Like my friend from high school, he literally drove from my old town in Jersey to North Carolina. He left around 5 a.m. just to get to North Carolina.
That's on him. He wanted to go to North Carolina. Let him go.
I know, but the thing is, there's like a big population of Colombians out here too that would have sold out.
How are they supposed to know?
Isn't it too?
Yeah, Argentina got the MetLife game.
Yeah, now in Miami, so that should be fun. I mean, honestly, listen, it should be a good game. I think that when it comes down to it, it comes down to can Colombia, and again, they didn't look good yesterday. They didn't look good against Uruguay. Granted, they were down 10 guys. We'll see. I have Argentina winning. I have them winning probably 2-1.
Yeah, it's either 1-0 or 2-1. Low scoring.
What about England versus Spain? Who you got?
Spain. I think England. They really need to get up on the board early against Spain. If England scores 2-0 early on Spain, they'll win. But if they don't get up early, they're gonna lose.
I think honestly, this will be the close game. That is, you have to find a way to stop Lamine Yamal. You have to find a way to stop that kid. Kid is 6, bro. I hate that I'm like coming off like I'm bragging about this kid, but dude's about to be 17 on Saturday, bro. In the final of a Euro, holy shit, bro! In the finale, and get this: the winner of the Copa America and the winner of the Euro are gonna play each other in 2025.
Nice, Argentina and Spain. There you go.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe
or it's
Colombia.
England against Colombia, or it's England against it's by any of these combos.
Yeah,
but I see a close game. I'll give England credit, but I just think Spain has been overall the best team in the tournament.
I think they have been too,
and I think they'll probably pull it off. I mean, for England to pull it off, they need to contain Spain. Literally, they need to play really good defense.
I say Spain wins it, and I say they win this. It's a close 1-0. I
say extra time. It'll be 2-1.
Question for me here from Dr. Thanos. Steve, when is all in the mud event?
Depends on ATP Gaming. We're behind.
We're behind on schedule here.
We gotta do a roadblock. We gotta do our elimination chamber, but after the chamber, I think that's when that's got to be all in the mud.
Yeah, the day of all in again.
I don't know. We'll see if we do that. That's a lot. That was a lot that day.
Yeah, it was a lot that day. Yeah,
we'll see. Maybe we could
maybe that week,
Saturday.
Maybe that weekend, all in weekend, we'll do all in the mud.
Yeah.
I gotta talk
time, but yeah,
it's we're on this 15-year deal with the Peruvian government.
We're back in Peru.
15-year deal, man. Hey, they get what they want, bro. So there's that.
And how much? I don't see the money. Where's the money?
It's soles, buddy. It's soles. It's Peruvian currency. Is that in a coupon for a pollada, Walter? Can you
A
believe that shit?
coupon, not even a free meal.
Yeah, pollada, free pollada, and the La Tia Pepa. You know what I mean? So, that being said, guys, much love to all of you guys for tuning in today. You guys are awesome as always. In case you have not yet, we did have content also here on the channel this week. We did do a Steve's Kitchen on Monday. Talked about Cena's retirement, the 2025, the last time tour coming up. We talked about both Money in the Bank and as well as NXT Heatwave. Also, if you guys have not checked out the Raw Rundown for this past Monday, where Dominic Mysterio has a lot of explaining to do as Mommy returned. And of course, now here we are with S.A.D. Something About Dynamite, the Mariah May Massacre, starring Timeless Toni Storm. All right. Much love to all you guys as always. In case if you have not yet, subscribe to the channel, hit the subscribe button, follow the Around the Point Network on X at AT Point Network. If you want to become an ATP channel member, only $2.99 a month. You get all these perks. Being that we're going to be doing ATP gaming real soon again, now that everything's calmed down, no more Copa America, no more Euros, right? Back to ATP gaming. If you are a channel member, you can be part of the roster. Just make sure you let Walter know about your call at that Twitter handle at Hey I'm Walter. Let him know, and he can download you. He can be part of the roster. All right. And also, we do throwback watch-alongs. If you're a channel member, you can join us and watch the show live and a lot of fun stuff. Follow me on X at HeelSteven. Chase, let them know where can they check you on all social media.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter /X at ChaseDollar68, and then check out YouTube Chillin' with Chase.
There you go, Walter. You know, let them know.
Hey, I'm Walter. Come on.
And Hey, I'm Walter. Yes, guys. Thank you all for watching. You guys are awesome as always. Much love to all of you. For myself, for Chase, for Walter, for the gang, this has been Something About Dynamite here on the Around the Point Network. Good night, everyone.
No, Millie!
Oh, come on.